Welcome to our assembly time, Fishbourne School. Our assembly time at the moment is about how we collaborate together. Now, one of the big events of our lives over the last year is coronavirus. Now, scientists all over the world have been collaborating to create a vaccine to make the world safe again for us. I'd like to share with you one of the UK scientists who's been collaborating with other scientists all over the world to make this happen. Just got a PowerPoint to share with you. Have a look at Professor Gilbert. Now, Professor Gilbert was a scientist. So who is she? Her name is Sarah Catherine Gilbert, and she was born in April 1962 in Kitchenham, Northamptonshire. She's a scientist who specialised in developing vaccines. She's the Professor of Vaccinology at Oxford University and a co-founder of the company research Vaccitech that researches and develops vaccines. How did she become a scientist? Sarah Gilbert studied biological sciences at the University of East Anglia. She attended the University of Hull to study a PhD for biochemistry. She says at this time she thought that she might give up science and do something else instead. Fortunately, she decided to complete her PhD and stick with a career in science. During the 1990s, she began to work at Oxford University studying malaria. Before long, she went on to work on developing vaccines against malaria, Ebola, and other deadly viruses. So what is coronavirus that we've heard so much about? Coronavirus is a particular sort of virus. Corona means crown, and the coronavirus is covered in spikes like the points of a crown. In December 2019, a new coronavirus was discovered in China. It made some people very ill and soon began to spread around the world. The new virus caused a disease called COVID-19. This disease can spread to a similar way as the cold and flu. It gives people a fever and a cough, and some people find it hard to breathe easily. Older people or some people who already are ill have been made very ill by COVID-19. So what did Professor Gilbert do to fight coronavirus? When COVID-19 was discovered in China, Professor Gilbert knew that acting quickly was very important. She used the information she had before about working on viruses of how to help create a vaccine for this. As soon as Chinese scientists were able to share information about the virus, she and her team at Oxford began to work on a vaccine, showing that real collaboration between the different countries. They designed a possible vaccine in just one weekend. The clinical trials of the vaccine began in April, and there was still lots of testing to be done to make sure the vaccine worked and was safe. What actually is a vaccine? Now, a vaccine is designed to protect people against germs such as viruses or bacteria, which can cause illnesses and disease. When someone has this protection, we say they have immunity. This means they are resistant to that disease. Vaccines have been made using small amounts of the weakened germ. They are then given to the people, often by injection. This weakens the germ, but does not cause the disease, but instead designed to help our bodies protect themselves. The body's immune system is able to fight the weakened germ by making special cells called antibodies. So, was Professor Gilbert's vaccine successful? All vaccines must be tested carefully. This process can take years, but the vaccine for coronavirus was so important that it was made a priority, and that's all over the world. After months of testing, it was announced that the vaccine was a success. In trials, it was found that up to 70% success rate in protecting people against COVID-19. This means that for every 100 people who are given the vaccine, 70 of them would be protected against COVID-19. As testing has continued, the team in Oxford have found that by changing the amounts of vaccine they have given to people, the success rate can be raised to 90%. So what does this mean for our hope for the future? Professor Gilbert has designed her work as being a race against the virus. Coronavirus has made life very difficult for us around the world and frightening as well. Many hope that these vaccinations by Professor Gilbert and other scientists in the UK and abroad may lead to a safer future without the worry of COVID-19. I'll just stop sharing that. I'd like us to just take a moment to reflect and think how scientists around us have helped us to create this vaccine. And I've had my vaccine, my first shot of the vaccine now, as lots of others in school, the adults in school have. And that can really help reduce those numbers and let us get back to life as normal. Now I'd like us to share the prayer with you. So if you can join together, and you can join in if you like. Father God, open my eyes to the world around me. Enable me to be inspired by the positive action of others. Help me to see ways to work in collaboration with those around me to make the world a better place. Amen. Have a lovely week, everybody.